of a butterfly's wing upon my skin, upon my breasts, and the secret places beneath my shift. But all my memories have turned to dust in the glare of what I have discovered. What have you done, Richard? What have you done? Is it the flames of hellfire that you conjured? My own Judas, did you betray me with a kiss? Why? I began keeping a journal to record my work, though I don't presume it amounts to much, is of any great significance to the world of natural philosophy. James told me it was the best way to record my observations and to learn. I'm glad now that I've done it, for reasons I'd never have considered. The time is coming when my voice may be silenced for good. God in heaven, how has it come to this? It is well known that lust brings madness and desperation and ruin, but upon my oath, I never meant any harm. All I ever wanted was to be happy, to love and to be loved in return, and for my life to count for something. That is not madness, is it? Part 1. Winter, 1662, 33 years earlier. I was woken in darkness by the joyful pealing of church bells. The church stood not 100 yards from my chamber window, just across the Barton wall, so the room was filled with the merry and insistent clamour. My head was filled with it, and my heart. It was the loveliest sound. I stuck out my hand to part the heavy, cruel drapes that were drawn around the great bed-frame to keep out the icy winter draughts, but it was bright silvery moonlight that shone through the chink in the curtains at the window. Why ever were the bells ringing with such jubilation in the middle of the night? Then I remembered. It was Christmas morning. The bells were calling everyone to the pre-dawn Christmas service. Everyone except my father and me. Christmas was to be celebrated across the whole of England again this year, in practically every household, except for a few of the staunchest Puritan ones, such as ours, where it was still forbidden, as it has been under Oliver Cromwell. I dropped back against the pillows, fighting tears. I was 9 years old, not a baby any more. I was too old to cry just because I could not have what I wanted. I knew that in any case, crying was a waste of time, would make no difference at all. With a little sigh, I pulled the blankets up to my chin, wriggled down beneath them, seeking non-existent warmth, and stared up at the dark outline of the bed canopy. I should be counting my blessings, rather than feeling sorry for myself. I was very privileged, after all. I lived in the manor house of Tickenham Court, with its medieval solar wing and dairy, its ancient cider orchards and teeming fish ponds. My father owned all the land for miles around, over 1,000 acres of furze and heath and fen meadow, or moors, as they were called in Tickenham. I was far more fortunate than the village children, wasn't I? The children who at this very moment were clutching excitedly at their mothers' hands as they left their holly-bedecked cottages to make their way in their little boats over the flooded fields to church, with the prospect of a day of feasting on plum pottage and mince pies and music and games before them. I laid my hand on my flat belly as it rumbled its own protest. In rejection of what my father saw as the evil gluttony of Christmas, I was to be made to fast all day, and already I was hungry. If I were really lucky, there'd be a dish of eel stew tomorrow, bland and unspiced, according to Puritan preferences. The bells chimed on, ringing out their tumult in the darkness, the high tinkling of the treble bell and the low boom of the tenor, and round again in a circle. It was as if they were summoning me, had an urgent message to impart. Oh, I did so want to go. We had a merry king on the throne of England now, a king who had thrown open the doors of the theatres again and restored the maypoles, much to my father's disgust. But I did so want to know what it was to be merry, to dance and sing and laugh, and wear bright, pretty gowns and ribbons. Even just to see the candle-lit church would be something. What harm could it do just to look? If God had gifted me with